since we're both on the mic right now, we're each gonna have our own episodes, our own channels, because sometimes we're not always together. But every episode that we are together, and we're gonna be posting it on our Together show, and we're still in the making of that. But thanks for being a part of it, Mike. Like,
yeah, well, it's fun.
this is once in the making. I tried to do it last time, but it didn't work. So I did a
totally
couple of tests.
after a whole conversation,
I guess I got too excited. I dropped the controller and everything got fucked. The battery's out.
It was like an hour and a half worth of good shit.
Yeah, totally. And it dropped the nugget. So we did a couple of test runs before this, and it should be good to go.
I was telling Marcus, dude, I was like, I'm tired of this shit just stopping us, and we're like, oh yeah, we finally got an episode out, dude.
Finally did this, yeah.
And
but
then
technical difficulties strike back.
Yeah. So this is redemption.
Yeah, this is fucking redemption right now.
I guess.
You're damn right.
There's always something. It's like, I always plan for the worst and hope for the best. I think that's a good kind of philosophy to live by.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like any disaster, I'm more or less prepared for. So, like, pandemic is just kind of like, like, if it's a couple years and society collapses, then I might be a little bit worried, but until then, I'm just kind of adapting.
That's what we were talking about.
I'm going to be worried if the unemployment claims stop coming, or I'm just hoping for more stimulus. I don't know about you, Mike, but...
Yeah, because I got kind of thrown into a weird limbo because, I was fed up with my job and I was ready to quit. And I tried applying because, like my family's health is important as well, so I didn't feel like I was, like, getting to work, like I'd have to take public transit. And even being at work with social distance, like the managers weren't wearing masks. And then I'm just kind of like, I'm wearing a mask and you're not even bothering, so it is the final straw that was just like, nope, this is see you later.
Do you appreciate the extra incentives from the fiscal stimulus?
So, like, I got the $1,200 check, which I enjoyed, but, like, the $600 hasn't applied to me since I tried applying for... The most I got was a free year of Headspace, which is super nice. That's the meditation app,
Yeah.
Which...
Wait, what didn't apply to you? Sorry, what? Which didn't apply to you? The stimulus?
So the stimulus check, the $1,200 check, I got.
Right.
Applied.
Oh.
But the unemployment, I don't believe I qualify for. I could try again, but it's just kind of tedium, like applying like twice a week for different job roles. So I'm just kind of, I was doing that for the first month, and they were always finding like, well, you didn't quite fill this out right. And then I'm like,
really?
You know what?
Yeah,
Just
I mean, it's a
scratch
little
it.
difference for me because I'm in the union. So all they really ask on my claim every Sunday is,
If you're eligible.
are you eligible to be working in the union? And that's it.
Of course you say
They don't
yes.
even, you say yes, and then they don't even care that, like, you're
They
applying
don't
for
even
the
double
jobs.
check, yeah. It's kind of nice to not be...
It's good to have
having to apply for other...
Oh, fuck.
I don't even know how to adjust the freaking lighting and shit.
Me.
Oh, there we go. That looks better. Oh,
No,
wow.
but yeah, I was just saying, it's way nicer, dude. Yeah, I was worried about applying for jobs and shit, and then I was like, oh, they don't even ask me that. Like, they don't even care if I'm applying for jobs. They just care if I'm in a union and if I'm eligible to work.
Right, and if you denied work or not, and things
You
of
just
that
say
nature.
no. I didn't
Yeah.
deny anything.
Yeah, union would be so nice. By the time I was leaving Columbia, the warehouse was in more or less revolt because they've been trying to form like a union, and Columbia had like they fired the head, like the leader at the warehouse.
Oh.
That's ugly.
Which,
I gotta get something to drink. I'll be right
who
back.
knows why, but like I learned about all this during the pandemic as well, because it's like, don't visit the warehouse. It's like, but wouldn't it help us know more? And then I kind of like suspect that they might have been more kind of like, hey, like, you guys, don't look happy with your work. Do you want like fair wages, better benefits, and to be treated with common like human decency?
Yeah.
So I figure our managers were just like, nope. what they don't know won't hurt them. But,
Right.
like, if the call center had unionized, like, if everybody, like, stood up and put their foot down, like, people would have been in a much better spot. I was in a position where, like, I weighed my, like, what would I be doing for the next year? Like, making a paycheck's nice, but I can make it without a paycheck with the money I saved up. I just have to, like, not spend a crazy amount, but I can still spend decently.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat, for sure.
Yeah, it's just kind of going back to, like, how I budgeted in college, since I paid for the majority of my education on my own.
Right.
It's just that, like, I don't have to worry about PB&Js now. I moved back home, so, like, I can... I don't have to pay buy groceries or pay rent. That's pretty good for me. And student loans are on a pause, but, like, unemployment benefits would be nice, but, like, it's kind of a weird, like, gray area that I'm in because, like, I didn't want to...
Because you weren't fired? You weren't laid off? Or what?
No, I wasn't fired or laid off. I just said I had enough and kind of was like, I didn't want management to be like, like, you're just gonna work for us and we're gonna, like, not treat you with respect and what you deserve. So, because, like, if I asked for a developmental opportunity, like, an opportunity to learn on the job, they'd be like, learn outside of work.
Right.
Or, like, a stretch assignment, which is the big, like, you go out of the department and then eventually come back to the call center. But that's good work experience. Like, 2 years and I never had any of that.
Yeah.
So,
Can you picture life? Can you picture life when COVID's done, and like what that would look like?
yeah, so that's kind of what I've been playing around with, and that was factored into my decision. So a lot of people, you can stay comfortable, and if you have a job, you would probably want to hold on to it right now. But I'm like, well, I'm going to be spending 8 hours a day doing a job that I'm no longer happy doing. And, best case, I get to read a book if it slows down. And I figured just like, what if I adopted like the Denmark 6-hour workday and just did whatever I wanted, as long as it's like self-improvement and learning. And that's kind of, because like the job market after this, a lot of it's going to be remote. And the technical roles are going to be in high demand. I already have the e-commerce experience, which is going to get bigger and bigger. And now I'll have the technical expertise to fall back on. Because people look at a management major and it's like, great, you can communicate. But then that's where it stops. It's very hard to like move forward. Whereas, if I'm like, hey, I know Python, I can write your program, then, I talked about this a little bit before, but I mean, it's just, it just makes logical sense.
I have a question for you. Speaking of technical backgrounds, are there any like AK Side Brothers, any like friends that you kind of share this technical background or interest with, like on a deeper level, kind of like, because I know that like from what I've experienced is that there's projects you can kind of jump in on that are kind of like community driven. People within the community are starting these projects. Have you like volunteered or jumped in on any or started any yourself or thought about it?
Like community in what sense?
So like I've been on like Free Code Camp before, and like they have a community page and people are like, hey, I'm just trying to write this program in Python, or I need like some assistance doing some sort of like testing or something like that. Like, have you dabbled in any of that?
Yeah, with Code Academy, it's the first time I joined like a Facebook group.
Oh, okay.
Just like the intent of like having a community to be a part of.
Right.
They have the forums, which I'm trying to get better with. A lot of the time, I'm perfectly okay with learning on my own. Like just but eventually I want to get to a point where I'm finding like-minded individuals to really collaborate and talk with, because that's what I desire. Like at the call center, I didn't get any of that. You gotta find as one of my College of Business professors would have put it, like finding your tribe.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's kind of what we gotta find, right? That tribe.
Yeah, like everybody's kind of driven by that desire to find where they belong and what their identity is. So that's what I'm leaning into right now is that aspect of my life. So whereas before, there's certain topics I would avoid or just kind of be more adverse to, or weaknesses that or perceived weaknesses that I thought I had, just kind of leaning into that and not letting anybody tell me, that's great you're learning German, but how can I see this from a business need?
Right. Right.
Because that's what I did a lot of at the call center, is I respected the chain of command. You got upper management, you got your managers, but what I learned in my 2 years is why should I be doing any of that? When a lot of them didn't have degrees in management, and they just wanted me to do a job and didn't care about what I wanted. I will work hard for any cause, but you can't make it a one-way street.
Right.
What I hate though is that a lot of business owners or people who are in charge, they expect you to want it as much as they do. And it's how can I want something as bad as you do when it's just you want to get driven to this result, but it's just a result you gave me. It's not really what I want to do. And like you said, you have so much more to add to the company. That this is sort of a numbers-driven thing, or like a cog in the wheel, or an ant on the farm.
Everybody has a system.
But it's a system.
And
it's a freaking system.
If you're not like their system, they're not gonna like you.
That's what I'm saying. It's just that's the shitty part about it.
Well, and that's the thing, is I was well liked in the office. I had a good relationship with all my managers, but a good relationship didn't get me where I wanted in my career.
Right.
Being nice never finishes last. or
never
finishes strong. You know what I'm saying? Just the nice guy finishes last. That's what I meant to say. It's
the nice guy finishes last. So sometimes you gotta be savage.
Sometimes
you gotta be savage.
In the workforce, you do. I think.
Yeah, you really have to have the drive and ambition. What is the saying? You can either be liked or do well, but it doesn't typically go both ways. And I've tried, nice guy is great, but I've been the nice guy for a good portion of my life, and then in college I kind of relaxed that, and to kind of be. I don't really know what I would be called right now, but I typically put my foot down when I need to put it down. And if something bothers me, I'm gonna say it. Some people are too nice to just, be honest with people, which, honesty, yes, it hurts when you're honest, but in the long run, people are better off for it. And there's a way to say it gracefully and all that, but not so much.
No, I get it. I'm not trying to say. That's why I said strictly business is what I mean by nice guys finish last. Strictly business.
Yeah, okay.
Because I believe being a nice person and
will not get you last place.
Being selfless is totally what you should live for.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with you 110%.
Yeah, it's an ideal to.
Good point.
Towards.
Good point.
But but when it comes to jobs and everything, you're just dude, if you don't say something or you don't step up, you're just gonna get run over the whole time, and they're just gonna do the same thing to you every day, and you're just kind of fuck, what do I do?
Yeah, because people are, it's kind of that survival mentality, and people can be vicious by nature. We want to see the good in people, but time and time again, people take advantage of that. Which is just the unfortunate reality of that. So, there was a point in my life where I would have believed, everything a person said, but
Well, how many people do you think in this? Okay, what's not even say the world, but the United States? How many do you think are good people, and how many do you think are bad people?
I'm aiming for 80% good.
That's not a bad answer. I'm not saying there's a right answer either, but what do you think, Mike?
well, that's a tough number to quantify, and I don't think anybody's really like inherently.
No, there is no right
bad.
answer.
No right or wrong
What
answer.
I'm saying is, what is your gut feeling?
Yeah, what numbers come to your mind?
I think more people are good than bad, so I would say I'd give it a little bit more, probably like 70, like 75-ish of the percent of the population.
Which allows, I mean, part of that is like it's more than 50% than bad people for sure.
I would say,
right?
for sure, majority.
We can
is
agree
good.
on that one, right? Like it's more than 50%.
Yeah.
But my point is that I just feel like that with all the good people that we have, like we're essentially like looking at everybody as a whole, kind of, and we see more good than we see bad. That's for sure. And we want to give the people the benefit of the doubt. We want to give people the understanding to say, hey, this guy's not going to fuck me over. But like, and then the chances that it does happen is lower than you think, but then all of a sudden it happens to you. And you're
Yeah,
like,
what
"Damn,
happens then?
Why did I get bit? Why did I get
'Cause
bit?
you let your guard down?
Because you let your guard down because you didn't see that this person was.
You were being too nice
So-
in business?
Society wouldn't function without trust. You have to, give people the benefit of the doubt always.
Right.
Because that's how people come together, and that's how you take the risk and you keep taking the chance.
Right.
It's about putting yourself in the right environment too. Like there's just some environments that are better suited for individuals. Like I just realized, like the call center, like I just watched what happened to people, and that's not where I wanted my life to go.
Learning German is a good skill. Hey, yo, we got a viewer. It says his name's WaterBear707. He said learning German is a good skill. What should I say? Hell yeah, Mikey Mike knows all about it. Mikey Mike, why don't you give him a little taste of your experience in German or Germany?
How much German do you know?
Yeah, how
You
much
didn't really
German
go towards that?
Yeah, so as far as German is concerned, so how the story goes is I took a risk with study abroad, and I almost didn't do it. By the time
okay, go on.
was ready to spend 4 months in Germany, I thought everybody would speak English. I thought, for whatever reason, when I went to Germany, that everything would be in English.
Right.
So I got to the airport, and I'm like, I can't read any of the signs. I don't know how to ask for food or water. There are no water fountains in Germany. I could very well starve to death at the airport, and nobody would know what happened to Mike. Just he was supposed to come back from study abroad, but he just got on a plane, and I don't know. But as far as my skill level, that's what I've been trying to quantify, especially with the pandemic. So when I was in Germany, someone just mentioned offhand, they're like, du bist ein Genie, which translates to you are a genius.
Du bist my genie?
Du bist ein Genie. So E-I-N, ein. That stands for A in German. And Genie would be the genius.
Oh, cool.
Du bist, you are.
Because why did they call you a genius?
Just because I was like full immersion. Like I tried my hardest to learn German while I was over there. So I had
they look at all fucking Americans that learn German, but they're geniuses. I bet, dude. Like seriously, that's funny.
Yeah,
That's funny. I didn't think about that.
I mean, they're like, wow, this American's actually trying. I think Americans can fucking try. I guarantee they have that view of Americans.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like the novelty, like an American student over there,
Yeah. I don't know. Have you watched Baskets, dude?
I'm sorry, what was that? You cut out a little bit.
Have you watched Baskets?
I have not, no.
Oh, dude, fucking, I don't know. It's not exactly the same. It's obviously not the same what you went through, but it's about Zach Galifianakis, his show, and he has like a twin brother and everything. But it all starts out with him trying to be like a French clown, I think.
A clown?
Yeah, a French clown.
A mime?
A clown. French clown's like a mime, basically, but it's kind of... Dude, it's actually a really fucking good show. But basically, he goes to Germany or France or whatever and fucking tries to be a French clown and fucking fucks it up. He doesn't know what he's doing and shit. Like, it's just... It kind of reminds me of your story, dude. It's not gonna lie. You should look into that show.
What's it called again?
Baskets on Hulu.
On Hulu?
Yeah.
Strictly on Hulu?
But,
Strictly.
yeah, as far as skill mastery goes, like, they say it, like, takes 10,000 hours to reach, like, true
Let's ask where he's from.
subject material. And I don't think I'm anywhere near there. Like, when we had a German class that I took, so I had, like, an actual, like, German teacher when I was in Germany, which was awesome. And I used Rosetta Stone, too, as supplemental learning.
Yo, this guy's from Portland.
Oh, nice.
Yo, we got a viewer who's from Portland.
Not
Holla,
Scotland.
holla.
Our last viewer was Scotland, dude.
Yeah, well, this guy's from Portland too, though. Living in Corvallis. What the hell?
Wait, you're in Corvallis too?
No, this guy ain't from Corvallis. Oh, go Bees, bro. Oregon State. That's where we went to school. Me and Mikey Mike.
Oh, really?
That's so funny, dude. Oh my god.
So this is actually my buddy who tuned in because I mentioned those.
Yeah.
It's your friend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not a random Scotland dude like last year. That was so weird.
That was the weirdest thing. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning for that guy.
This dude in Scotland. Kind of weird. That was cool though.
We were going in on politics, so that's why he got in on it, huh? Or something like that.
Why he got into it. Yeah. That's why I wish the episode would have dropped.
I'm so pissed.
He's probably like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, literally, he's like, you guys just seem trippy or something. That's what he said. Like, what?
This is a long time buddy of mine, and I think we're going on like probably a decade of friendship now. Middle school, high school, then we didn't actually go to college together.
Get him on the chat.
Yeah, thank you for saying it before I did. Yes, please, get him on the fucking chat. Come on, dog, there's nothing to lose. We need more people on this.
I did ask, but he was just like, oh, I might tune into the Twitch chat.
Nah. Yeah. Why not, son?
It's okay. It's like karaoke for people, dude. Some people get scared.
Yeah,
I can't do karaoke. Then they get drunk and they're like, like, holy shit, dude.
He said he couldn't do karaoke. He said he's shy.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's a karaoke
Same
thing.
Same shit.
Hey, cheers, brother. This is how you get on the mic sometimes.
No, seriously, get on. Get on. Don't be scared. Mikey Mike's doing it.
Mikey Mike's doing it. I think.
Sorry, dude. I'm giving you a little name already, dude. I like Mikey
he's
Mike.
Mikey
I knew a Mike. I always call him Mikey Mike.
That's his thing. His username.
That's how it started. The nickname someone gave me back in middle school now. Well,
yeah.
High school. It's all a blur.
It's better than what his next door neighbor.
Mike, and I'm like, I like that.
Yeah, it sounds good. His next door neighbor tried to give me a little nickname, dude. Who's shitting on our podcast and shit, dude.
Hey, what's up, C? It's my boy C.
What's his name?
You know, C Nelly.
What's his name?
His name's T.
Right, you don't want to call him out.
His name's T.
It's T.
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh, I know what it is now. It sounds like I moan, but it's T.
I know what it is. Everybody loves to listen to podcasts, but as soon as you're like, hey, I'm starting a podcast, people are like, oh, don't do that. Like,
No.
What's it about?
Oh, yeah. We literally just had this discussion. I was telling Mike, I was like, every time I say I'm doing a podcast, someone will say, like, yeah, fucking.
Why?
You're not gonna. Yeah, it's either a why or you're not gonna do good doing that, dude. Like,
what is that about?
What is that about, bro? What are you doing? And I'm just like, it's about life. And then we had to tell his fucking neighbor that today, dude. I don't want to name any names.
It's a life show, dude.
I literally wanted to go off in his ass and be like, bro, like, what are you doing in your life? It's like, that's so important. But, you know, like, you're gonna tell me off.
It's just want to know why? Well, let me tell you why. Oh, you weren't expecting that? Well, let me create an argument so convincing that you can't argue against it.
Well, yeah.
That's all you have to
I was
do.
like, I told Marcus, I wish I would have said, like, it's a mental gymnastics, bro. It's literally stretching your minds and seeing perspectives from other people's points of views. Is that really that weird to say? Like, yeah, we lost so much touch with society that we can't say that we can have normal conversations with people anymore.
Thank you.
Yeah, but,
I should have said that. I didn't, though. I did not.
yeah, but then people are like, oh shit.
Yeah, he would have been like, God damn.
Sorry, I asked.
I'll be on your podcast or something, you know?
Yeah,
like,
right?
shit. But no, that's what I feel like we got out of our conversations, you know? Fuck.
Yeah, no, it's about connecting with people ultimately. Like, why start a podcast?
Well-
It's like to learn a new perspective. That's all it's about. It's like whether that's a story people are telling on their own or like talking with other people.
And I feel like it's a good place for comedians to start. And if you are a comedian or somebody that just wants to make your friend laugh, like, I feel like that's the place to do it, dude. And that gives you, like, an open mic kind of feeling rather than
This
just,
is
like,
an open mic, totally.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Time to laugh,
He just
time to
showed me
have a
some
good
YouTube guys online on YouTube that were just, like, fucking
They call
stupid.
They call themselves comedians.
They're
All
gonna
right.
fun- No, we're not going to do this.
No, can you do the song and dance for me while I just look up these guys so you can just rip on them, alright? Dude, these guys are hilarious, okay?
They're not hilarious.
Noel
It means
Miller.
it's
His name's Noel Miller and Cody. Okay. Look.
They have 500 million views. Or, yeah, 5
Yes.
million views. Not 5.
549,000 views.
Another video had 5 million.
Their guy's name is TMG. Okay, TMG knees.
Can you share that with them? Can he see that?
Oh yeah, of course you can see it. You want to see this?
Yeah.
Look at this shit. Look at this
Mike.
shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Look at these guys.
Watch your stream. What's going on?
You see it though.
So Marcus showed me these guys, and I said, like, we're trying to decide, like, what makes them different about our show.
Yeah,
compared to
we're
their
trying to
show.
figure it out, right?
What's
you know.
the difference?
I don't see anything playing right now. I just see their Patreon.
Yeah, it's. Give us a sec.
Yeah, we worked with Ann Barstow and all this stuff.
You see it?
Fucking very talented.
He sees it.
Killed.
I can't hear them though, because you're doing.
Oh, you can't hear that?
Yeah, I don't know if Google subtitles would work well, but
Here, let's see.
Drove traffic to the podcast. I have no idea how the
Yeah,
fuck
I mean that's all
you would.
it takes for a podcast.
Scratch just audio podcasts. Yeah.
It's not funny. We're gonna turn it off in about a second.
Yeah.
You would. Yeah, I mean, like there's no like viral sharing mechanics like built into podcasts. It's just literally word of mouth. That's gotta be the slowest way to grow. I mean, people have done it for sure, but I can't. You can't put all your eggs in that basket.
He's shitting on people. What the fuck?
Have, like, a clip go crazy
Yeah.
dude, take the fucking Breakfast Club when like Birdman walked out.
No, but that's like all a podcast is. It's just like you can talk about whatever you want, but you just start with the why. Like why do you do it if you want to do like a relaxed like talk show format, which is pretty popular right now.
Dude, the
not?
last guy was eating fucking oatmeal, and this guy's eating while he's talking. I don't know if that's their thing, and that's a popular thing to make people like, oh, they're just eating on the podcast. It's just comfortability.
Because you hear the noises too, like drinking is okay, like, but anything else, like the chewing noise, is just, God.
Just, I don't know. Just keep doing it, I guess.
Yeah,
But it's also like we had a head start.
yeah.
Right at the beginning, we had people that were watching because we had worked on growing an audience.
Yeah, and it follows like the typical like podcast format, you know, like everybody kind of has, you know,
All the
like a story arc
You're
they
saying
like to
podcasts
follow.
are hard.
watching it.
Yeah.
You have like an engine behind you
Mm-hmm.
that's helping you.
I feel like this is a good thing to discuss because I feel that there are a lot of people that hit us up and say like, oh, I want to start a podcast, but I don't know where to begin. And I think if the only thing I feel that we can nail down for sure about when we
I don't know. What are your thoughts on the podcast, Marcus? Like,
place and
He's
you know, like
disgusting.
when you watch like other podcasts like this, is it something like you try to emulate, or is it
Actually, so So I'll tell you who I inspired to be like one day, or have some sort of taste or similar. I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to be my own self, and I'm kind of realizing that this is like experience to explore myself and learn more about myself and about other people. And I guess that if I'm comparing myself or looking at somebody else's podcast, like this one, I'm just this isn't funny to me. And I just think that it's clowning. That's how I start laughing at it. I'm just like, oh, you should have seen the other one though. It just
No, that was the wrong video.
yeah,
Literally,
they were
the
just
other one,
ripping.
They had, like
Yeah, it
sound
was-
effects, music effects, video effects, like.
and they were just watching something like you said. Remember, like it came down to our second episode we did. You were like told me, Marcus, you don't need to have the extra third thing
Thank
in
you.
there.
Did you say that to him, Mikey Mike? Because
Mikey Mike told me that.
I told Marcus that same
Mikey
thing.
Mike
I was like,
told me
dude,
that.
A little bit of feedback.
Yeah,
because you know what a podcast is about. You get it.
yeah, he gets it.
No, and
bro.
I'm telling Marcus does now too. 'Cause he's
Yeah.
actually starting to listen to some Joe
Well,
Rogan.
it's a learning experience, which is the fun part too. Like if I were to, Joe Rogan to be like, oh hey, like Mike, you want to be on my podcast? Like then, I don't know how much like he watches. They have audio clips like here and there that they play. There's a way to do it like gracefully, but even then, I don't think it's absolutely necessary. I think it detracts from the value of the podcast itself because, nobody's, tuning in just for us to, be like, oh, how, what's that person saying?
Right.
They're just here to kind of listen to, conversations.
A
which
nice
is
conversation with people laughing and making jokes. I mean, that's really what you want to hear in a conversation, right?
Yeah,
Get closer next time.
that's all it really is. And then, occasional, politics or religion or, topics like that. That's something
Yeah, and it breaks
we're
down.
more, comfortable with talking about. Because, man, it's crazy. People will raise, a pitchfork, up in arms, over any little thing you say. So that's part of my, social media
Right.
thoughts is, get away from Facebook, get away from Twitter. Because we just have a society where the loudest voice wins now. People.
But that's where the line kind of where I feel what I was telling Marcus. I don't like Facebook. I don't like social media, but I want our podcast to succeed. I want to be someone that, as an entrepreneur to make that happen. So
that's more a business perspective.
I got
I
you.
managed the social media for Management Club when I was in
Yeah.
college, and now with my blog, I created a Facebook page just to get exposure, and that's mainly what I use Facebook now is just for kind of it'll automatically post my content, and then if people comment, they're like, oh hey Mike, great blog, and it's thanks. And it gets a lot of traffic into the website from Facebook. So even just doing that, and traffic means ad revenue, and that means I can occasionally afford McDonald's, which is great. But I have a Patreon and all that, and that's been fun. I've enjoyed figuring out the self-made man. There's something to be respected about that. It's fun to work in a cubicle every now and again. But honestly, the last couple months have been great because I can just focus on my personal projects. And I'm at the point with my writing now where I can just write and not worry about how it'll be presented. Because that's skill acquisition over time. When I first started writing, I was very conservative. I didn't. Now I'll write a short story or poetry, and that's just a full, full blossoming of a talent.
right.
Which people usually just stop. They try something, and then they stop. Everything I do, is for the long term.
Yeah.
I try and, moving the pieces on a chessboard and thinking,
It's one step at a time. It isn't all at once.
yeah, everything's gradual and everything's kind of built where, you know, like, for example, I can communicate for jack shit when I got to college.
Right.
Dude, your homie's a little fucked up. he grew up a Duck fan. Went to University of Washington, so he went over to the Dogs, which is the enemy. And then he goes to OSU, which is the enemy of the Ducks. I know, it's just so funny to me.
You want to hear
I think that's hella funny.
Is I'm a UW man. I never went to UW college. I don't even know college. I graduated from high school.
Yeah,
Why do I care
UW,
about
man.
the UW Dogs? Because my dad cared about the UW. That's how stupid fucking a mascot is. I'm telling you.
Okay,
That's what
I
we're
feel it.
arguing about.
I feel it. We're arguing about that. It's just a joking around, man. But
No,
that's
I'm
crazy
kidding.
to me.
I literally
It's
think
just rivalries
I think
on
it's funny though
rivalries.
how people take that so serious.
Yeah, I just took it seriously for a second. A little rivalry.
People love competition, and they love, and it goes back to that, like, finding your tribe and feeling the need to belong. Like, you know, some people are wanderers, like, they drift through life.
The drifters. The
Drifters?
They called many things throughout the ages.
Yeah.
But no, like, you know, like, I am grateful for Oregon State for the 5 years I spent there because I found my tribe and found a nice community that I can come back to time to time, which was, you know, lacking in my life before I got to college, like, just finding that, you know, real, like, bond, like, falling in love with the campus and then joining student organizations and pouring my heart and soul into that.
Right.
Like, I'll always, and, you know, I am an alumni forever now. You know, like, I made it. So alma mater is really just a beautiful thing. Like,
I feel it.
knowing where you come from and having that sense of purpose. I think that's where people are starting to get, like, lost and just upset and frustrated is, you know, I just...
Sorry, I didn't hear. Okay.
But
Yeah, no, I heard the last part. Sorry, Marcus was saying something. I didn't get it.
Let's see. Look at him. What does Toby need to do right now?
Oh, he has to go
Yeah.
potty.
Yeah.
You want to do a break?
Yeah, we can do a break.
We're gonna do a quick break. The dogs need a potty break, I guess.
I really leaving the stream going and just mute myself.
Yeah. We'll be right
I
back.
can get a cup of coffee while I wait for you guys. What are you thinking, 5-10 minutes?
Add a little drip of alcohol in there.
I went through mine. I got some quarantine wine, and I just kind of have to order more. But
Order more. Where do you get your shit?
I did Knocking Point wine, which is Stephen Amell's brand. So yeah, like great,
It's not box
lobster
wine
TV.
then. It's not box wine, I hope.
No.
Good. Thank God.
I've done box wine, and it's nice in college, but
No, yeah, for sure it worked, but it's like, dude, you taste it now, it's like, this tastes like fucking pine cones, dude. I don't know. No, IPAs taste like pine cones, but...
yeah. But booze is expensive, so I do it in every, like, kind of waves. Like, I'll buy it.
If you're drinking coffee, dude, you've ever had Kahlua or Irish cream with coffee?
No, I haven't.
It's really good.
Or, you mean just Irish coffee, straight up?
Yeah, it's basically Irish coffee, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've had that, you know, like...
But there's a thing called Irish cream, and then there's a thing called Kahlua, and they're both, like, you just pour it in a little shot into your coffee cup, and it's basically...
fire.
It's really good, yeah.
That's a
Yeah, I don't think I got that adventurous, because when I have, like, a beer or a wine, I like to kind of keep it, you know, it's a very, like, evening drink,
Good.
or, you know, like, I did mimosas,
Oh, yeah. I like
I
mimosas.
can't remember, the first time was at the beach, actually, I, you know, had a nice little vacation and just tried a mimosa there.
Alright, we'll be right back. Marcus is coming. We'll be right back.